Alright, what's up guys? This is bluetea-TCG, this time here with a Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today I'm going to demonstrate an FTK combo involving Darklord Superbia and Athena. This is a fairy-based FTK combo. Of course, it's not very consistent, but I did want to show the combo itself before eventually releasing a video with the deck profile. But of course, it's necessary to prove that the combo itself has a name merit before getting into the nitty-gritty of the deck and such. So today I'll be showing the combo itself along with going over the example ideal hand, and then with that, let's go right into it. So this is our hand that we are able to achieve the combo with. We're basically going to leverage Athena's effect, which allows us to, on a soft once per turn, so this is not a hard once per turn, allows us to summon a fairy monster from our graveyard by sending a fairy monster we control to our graveyard as cost. Now, what we're going to leverage here is that Darklord Superbia is also not a soft once per turn, or not also not a hard once per turn. Darklord Superbia is. Let me just go through the deck to show you what he does. Basically, Darklord Superbia allows us to summon a fairy monster from our graveyard when it's special summoned from the graveyard. Now, the thing is, Darklord Superbia misses timing with a lot of the ordinary Darklord interactions, so that's why we're going to need Athena and Darklord Contact itself for this combo in order to make it work. But thankfully for this combo, we don't need to start with Darklord Superbia in the hand because we have ways of sending it to the graveyard with other means. And also a nice thing with this example ideal hand, we also do not need to draw any cards from the deck. All we need to do is search the deck or send from deck to grave. No drawing involved with this kind of hand. But let's go ahead and demonstrate what it looks like. So you can start off by activating Hector's effect, discard it to the graveyard, and then we're going to add Valhalla Hall the Fallen from our deck to our hand. And I'm not going to shuffle because, again, we're not drawing from our deck, so it's not going to matter. But if you were to have basically any other hand, then it would matter, obviously. So then we're going to activate Banishment of Darklords, which allows us to add any Darklord card. So with this, we're going to add the Darklord Contact. Darklord Contact is how we're going to summon Darklord Superbia from the graveyard, and thereby summon Athena, thereby summon Athena from the graveyard as well, because we're going to be, like, all you need for this combo is to have two Athenas in the grave, along with a Darklord Superbia in the grave that you can summon somehow. So I shuffled instinctively there, but again, there's no need to shuffle per se. All right, so to start this combo, this is our hand right now after we've done the two searches. So we're going to go ahead and start the combo by activating Valhalla Hall the Fallen, which will allow us to special summon a fairy monster from our hand as long as we control no monsters. So we're going to activate it to special summon Darklord Asmodeus. And Asmodeus, we're going to activate his effect to send a fairy monster from our deck to the grave. Now, Darklord Asmodeus is a little hilarious because this is basically a generic fairy Foolish Burial, but it's on a soft once per turn because it's a little bit of an older card. So I find it just pretty funny that that's allowed in the Darklord archetype. But we're going to go ahead and send the Athena to our grave. And then because we activated a fairy monster effect, we're going to activate Protecting Spirit Loa Gates effect in our hand to special summon itself from the hand. You can choose attack or defense, it doesn't matter. And then we're going to link these two off. These are both fairy type monsters. So we're going to link these two off into Condemned Darklord. And Condemned Darklord, let me get that in the camera a bit. So I know this is not, of course, the right zone, but the zone is not going to matter too much. We're only going to use the one extra monster zone anyway. So Condemned Darklord is going to allow us to get that Darklord Superbia in the graveyard by discarding a card from our hand as cost. So you see, this is our hand. This is what's still left in our hand. This is all we need, though, trust me. So basically, we're going to discard Athena as cost to send Superbia from deck to grave. With Condemned Darklord, we have the option to either add it to our hand or send to the grave. But here we want the Superbia in the grave because we're going to special summon it off of Darklord Contact. So again, we don't need to shuffle because we don't need the deck anymore. So now our graveyard's all set up. This is what our graveyard looks like after doing everything that I just mentioned. So we have the two Athenas, as you can see, and then we have the one Darklord Superbia. So we're all set up in order to go for this combo. All right. So now let's go ahead and begin. We're going to start by activating Darklord Contact, and this doesn't target, but we're going to go ahead and special summon the one Darklord monster that we have in the graveyard, which is Darklord Superbia, and get special summon in defense position. So after this resolves, Darklord Superbia is going to trigger, and it allows us to target a fairy monster in our graveyard to special summon. So we're going to special summon the Athena, and you can do attack or defense for it. And then we're going to use Athena's effect. So now this is where the life points are going to start mattering. So we're going to go ahead and keep track of how many we've done by means of dice. So let me go ahead and get some dice. And we're just going to mark 1 to represent one instance of 600 damage. So let's go ahead and put our die right here. Is that visible on the camera? You know what? We can do better. We can just put it on top of the deck because we're not going to go into the deck anymore. So we haven't done any damage yet, so let's go ahead and remove that for now. But then we're going to activate Athena's effects, send Darklord Superbia to the graveyard as cost. And then because we have fairy targets in the graveyard, we can actually special summon Darklord Superbia itself. So that's what allows this whole FTK combo to work because of that exact interaction. So we're going to go ahead and special summon the Darklord Superbia. And then Chainlink 1, because Athena's a mandatory effect, it's going to activate to deal 600 damage to our opponent because we summoned a fairy monster. Chainlink 2, Superbia is going to activate, and we're going to target the other Athena that we have in our graveyard here. So, of course, it resolves backwards. We're going to go ahead and summon the other Athena. And then Chainlink 1 Athena is going to resolve to inflict 600 damage. So we've done 1 repetition almost. And then last but not least, because we summoned this Athena is going to trigger to do another 600 damage. So that's going to be 2 instances of 600 damage. All right, so now we're set up to go into the loop. Now all we have to do here is to make sure that we remember which Athena we've already used, because each Athena is a soft once per turn. So we're going to go ahead and link off the Athena that we've already used, including the link monster, just to make sure that we can link climb appropriately. And then we're going to go into basically any link 3 monster. In this case, I like going for a link 3 fairy, because this allows us to at least speed up the combo. So, because this is a fairy monster, so we're actually going to be able to deal 600 damage on its summon. And then this Athena we haven't used yet, so we're going to use this Athena to send Superbia to the grave, summon it back, and then Chainlink 1 Athena, Chainlink 2 Superbia. We're going to summon back the other Athena, and then Chainlink 1, this Athena resolves to deal 600 damage. And then because we summoned this Athena is going to trigger again, and then deal another 600 damage. So that is 1 repetition of our loop. And then from here, we basically just keep linking off the Athena that we've already used in order to go into further repetitions. So here we're just going to link, again, to make it faster, we're going to link it to another fairy, this time a link 4 fairy, Appaloosa. And then Athena is going to trigger to deal 600 damage. And then we're going to go ahead and use this Athena, send Superbia, summon Superbia, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, summon another Athena, Chainlink 1 resolves, 600 damage. And then this Athena again resolves because we summoned this, deals 600 damage again. And then, of course, once we've gone through like the link 4, generally we don't run link 5, so we're going to do this to go back to our link 2, in this case, which is to condemn Darklord. You can also go into any other link 2, it actually doesn't even matter, but we're just going into fairies where we can just to speed things up. So we do another 600 damage, and then we're going to send Superbia, summon Superbia, and then we're going to use Superbia, Chainlink 2, of course, Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, summon the Athena, Chainlink 1, 600, and then another 600 because we summoned that Athena. So we should be at, I think we were at 4, so we should be at 5 now. Either way, you just keep doing this until you burn their life points to 0. Now, I will say, let's just pretend that we've, kind of basically validated to our opponent that this is a real loop. At this point, when you've gone through enough link monsters, so I think this is the one I already used. Let's go ahead and go into a link 3. So at this point, you can go into any link 3. It doesn't actually matter what you go into. You can go to like Nightmare Unicorn, for example, and then you do the Athena. So that's another 2. And at this point, we've done 12 times 6, 13 times 6 rather. So 12 times 6 is, of course, sorry about that. 12 times 5 is 60, 12 times 6 72. So at this point, we've done 7,800 damage. And then the last thing we need to do is go ahead and link this Athena off. We can go into even Nightmare Griffin if you wanted to, but here we're going to go for Nightmare Phoenix just to kind of flex, show that we can go for pretty much any link monster as long as we get that Athena in the graveyard. And then we go for the last repetition where they die from this chain link resolving. So summon the Athena, then this resolves, deal 600, and then there at that point we've done the 8,200 damage to kill them. But of course, if they weren't dead by then, let's say we did an Upstart Goblin, then this Athena would resolve again upon summoning this to deal another 600. So at that point, we've done 8,800 damage, and then finally we finish it off with, for example, you could go into Nightmare Unicorn again. As long as we get that Athena in the grave, it doesn't matter, and then finish it off by summoning that Superbia, summoning that Athena. So yeah, that is the FTK combo. I hope you have an idea of how Athena can be abused in Darklord decks. I'll do a deck profile soon. I'm not really super firm on a build for this because, of course, it is pretty inconsistent. But of course, with that ideal hand as we had in this video, it can definitely be pulled off with relative ease. Now, of course, this deck does lose to a single hand trap, so do keep that in mind. As it normally goes for any other FTK deck, that is a necessary disclaimer. But with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did enjoy it, please feel free to leave a like and a comment, and please consider subscribing as well. It really helps the channel out. And look forward to future Yu-Gi-Oh! And/or Vanguard videos. Thanks for watching.